So we've just done a trial fit to fit the wheel onto the actual frames to make sure everything was there, and when we did, look, we've even chipped the paint. But one of the things that we noticed that I'd made a mistake of when I did the assembly of the spindle was these little nuts with a little bit of tubing on the end. What I mistakenly had done is I'd put the narrow ones on the inside of this bearing. I'll show you now because it's not too much to just take it off and show you. So what I'd done by mistake is I'd used this narrow one there, and then that one there has got a thicker chamfer, really, piece of like an extension. I don't know if you can see it, but a bit thicker there. And so when it came to fitting the thicker one through the bottom of the forks, it wouldn't fit. Elementary mistake. So I've ended up having to take the two off and make sure that the thicker one that I'd put on there, take it off and put this one on. Then we've tightened them up, and then we've measured to make sure that the threads are equidistant through the actual spindle, and then we're ready to go, really. And that's what we've done. So we've tightened it up, that's all nice and tight, the bearings are nice and tight. So we're going to put the brake hub back on, and then we'll just screw that nut back on again. I mean, what a stupid mistake to make, but it's a long time since I've put brake spindles on this. And the book, using the book, whilst it does say round there, you can't actually get the impression that they're thicker. That one's thicker than that one. And all it says on there is a spindle nut or something. 36. What does 36 say? Hub bearing lock nut. And number 1 is front hub spindle nut. But they look exactly the same as that, except that pipe, that little bit of pipe sticking out, is different. So we're going to now take the wheel down, put it on, show it up to the actual frame at the bottom of the front forks, and then we're going to put it on, nip it up. Well, let's see how we go. Here we go. So before we start, one thing to remember is that these little nuts that we've just been discussing, that bit of pipe that I was telling you about that's on the end of the nut won't go through, but it will go through that way. I suppose it's like a safety device where the wheel won't drop out because it can't fit down. So there's no way we can put the wheel onto here with these little nuts attached. So we've got to take them off, put the wheel on, make sure that the spindle's in through there, and then jiggle the wheel around so that when it fits up we can just tighten it up, and then that'll take the weight of the wheel, and then the wheel will just want adjusting. So all being well, that's what we're going to do. Now some of you will notice as I do it that I've got somebody to give me a hand, just to help me when I try and square the wheel up, getting it inside the spindle. And it's just a matter of getting it square and getting it in. Hold that one. Ooh. And it's home there. So we'll just adjust it down a little bit. Just a couple of threads so it holds it. Spin it round the other way. Just make sure we can get it in the middle as much as we can. You just have to jiggle around with it. There we go. We'll let go. Whilst it's not squared up, it's not going anywhere. So it can't fall down off the forks because of that. The bottom of the forks is just wider thin. So it's a matter of tying them up as we go along, and then just like you would do if you're doing a push bike, making sure that the wheel sits in the middle. Just a weird bit. I can't put too much pressure on the nuts because obviously it's on the motorbike stand frame. Oh no, that's not even, that's only 8. Yeah. Yeah, that one's nice and tight. That one, it's 12. Nice and tight. 13 is it?
Mm-hmm.
No, 14. Do another socket set. So we'll do it another way. Yeah. Nice and tight. So, what needs 14 on there? These are really good. I don't know if you've seen these before. It's like got a ratchet on the end, and you just rotate the ratchet round to tighten up or loosen. So they've got an open-ended up there and a ratchet on the other side, and you've just seen me use it. Really useful.
What are you looking for? $13.
And that is a 12. Thirteen. What a 13 spanner.
It might be there on the desk. Behind you.
Yep. That's done, 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 done. Done, done, done.
Do you want to just make the wheel spin?
I'm just going to try it now. Oops. Oh, about to fall over. Look at that. Plenty of room. You can see. Yeah. There we go. Front wheel on. There we are. Well done, BSA Bantam.